Hello, everyone. Here we are at the Customer Experience Series. This is a broadcast that should take no more than 5 to 10 minutes of your time, and it's the first of many in this series. The Customer Experience Series is dedicated to helping you understand the landscape of customer experience, technology, marketing, and sales, and customer success across the board. We're going to talk about things in the landscape of news and how it affects you, how it affects your organization going forward. I am Chris Handy, and let's get rolling. So the topic today is University of North Texas has recently launched a consumer experience management degree. It's actually the first of its kind in the United States. Very interesting for this type of work. And what I find more interesting is that this has been placed in the merchandising, hospitality, and tourism section of the university. So with a heavy focus on retail, I absolutely understand this take. The thought that one needs to really understand consumer experience in the retail sector, with omni-channel being a key focus for a lot of companies. Anyone who is in brick and mortar right now is trying to figure out how can we Warby Parkerize our company, while Warby Parker's trying to figure out how can we make retail work. What we know is that a fully loaded experience on all accounts is what tends to work. I walked into a new Warby Parker store here in Fort Worth, Texas, and I was able to get some service for the glasses that I had ordered online, and that little interaction of just being able to go in really helps to keep me involved with the brand and not go somewhere else. And having the online for retail shops helps people avoid that Amazon effect where people are going into retail stores and just shopping for the next best thing online. Brands are really able to create a complete experience going to a store, and more these stores are becoming showrooms, and then ordering online, or even the showroom just becoming a facilitator of an online purchase. So all that being said, I understand why this is here. The overwhelming amount of work being done in what's called consumer experience, I suppose it would be in this area. What I don't believe this helps is the stigma around something like customer experience being only for e-commerce or retail. There are a lot of folks in the B2B sector having a lot of success, really focusing on the overall customer experience. And there's a lot of different ways that works. Now, just to make sure we are defining what this is, let's talk a little bit about what's different between customer experience management and customer relationship management. And this graphic right here from HBR is a great little reminder of those things. And I like to point, just skip to the end. Relevance to future performance. Well, a CRM and a customer relationship management system, it is just that. It is, who do we know and what have we done with them? And that's a lagging indicator. That's what has happened so far. Customer experience management is focusing on, who do we not know yet? Where are they? And all of the things also involved in CRM. So it is looking at a leading indicator, trying to figure out where are all the touch points that folks have with our company. And it's folks that focus on the overall experience that tend to win. Amazon is getting so much market share because you can literally yell out for products now and they appear within a couple of hours. That is ridiculous. They made things work with a one-click purchase, and now we just yell out for things. And this is the kind of thing that consumers are going to expect. There are a lot of old dogs in the industry that think this sort of thing is an indicator of spoiled millennials. Well, this is going to be the norm. So it's shape up or ship out at this point. So let's really look at this type of experience, looking at what if we had to change our utilities. You're moving, You got to change your utility bills. This is from the same HBR study. How many of these things can be solved by someone focusing on customer experience? All these interactions just to get the water turned on, all of those things can be completely removed if someone were to focus on customer experience. And there's probably a whole lot of people that don't need to be facilitating all of those interactions. In fact, all these phone calls and walk-ups and snail mails might even be able to be replaced by messaging. And messaging is one of these things that has been growing in direct correlation to the rise of the internet, which is so interesting. If you look at this graph, you're going to see that social media users have fallen off as far as the rapid growth, whereas messaging users, and this is people who use apps like Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, iMessage, all of those kinds of things, in direct correlation, the growth shows for messaging and for the internet. In fact, I think it might even be a steeper curve there. So why aren't brands in those channels? There's so much focus on social media management and not a whole lot of focus on being available to receive the messages from your customers. Well, that's about to change. Apple and WhatsApp and all of these other platforms are creating experiences for customers to talk with businesses. In fact, these have surpassed the social networks overall. So what we also know is that 80%, we looked at that before, about 80% of those engagements can be handled by bots. Now, if you're on your website or Facebook Messenger, these kinds of things can be handled by a bot. You know, hey, I need to move. Okay, can you please enter your information? None of that needs to actually be a human. These are repetitive tasks, scheduling appointments, all these kinds of things can be done via the bot. Messaging just is going to reduce the friction and give you instant answers and the common needs, obviously. This is the sort of thing that adds to the customer experience. And the focus on retail from UNT is really interesting because I don't think they're really looking at this sort of thing. And B2B needs to be focused on this sort of thing for sure. Just a quick aside here. This is how the consumer experience is made better by injecting data and what a lot of people would call marketing intelligence or that sort of thing. Some people shy away against some of these things. Some people really love it. Here's the story here. If you look at this is Drift. It's a company that provides live chat on the right. And they actually pull from a company called Clearbit. Before you enter your information, the Clearbit integration allows you to understand where a company is and who they work for, so you can customize the welcome message that goes on the chat on your website. So where you see it has little brackets. That's a place where it would say, hey, if we know where this person is, it's going to say, hey, it looks like ABC Company is a great fit for our product. Talk with us. And then in addition to that, once we know who it is, if they reveal themselves to us via email address or something along those lines, all this information is going to get dumped right back into Salesforce. So when that person comes back to the website, we already know who they are. Hey, Alex, welcome back. There's no form filling or any of that needs to happen before you can just facilitate whatever their need is. What we know is that over half of brands are going to be diving into this year, according to Gartner. This is where the UNT connection comes in. UNT has this degree, but there's no direct correlation with the jobs, right? UNT is right here in North Texas. Here's a Fort Worth job at Pier 1, right? Director of Customer Insights and CRM. This is very focused on the after, Loyalty marketing. This is MGM, casino, really looking to upgrade the whole experience. This is probably the best correlation that exists today in the market. If we look at Vice President of Customer Success, this is another danger that that every job for customer experience gets jammed into this support role. Customer success is not always support, but for a lot of executives, that's what they think that is. Now, Workfront's a really good company. I know some of the people there. What I love here is that they are reporting to the executive vice president of customer experience. So there is a role, but I think these roles are being internally developed, but you're going to have to come up through the ranks. So a lot of companies are actually looking within their own talent ranks to find the people who are going to upgrade the customer experience for them. So the question that's on my mind is, will this degree and then any other degrees that follow push firms forward? Well, I think we're going to have to get out of the mindset that we're only in the retail sector, that we're only in the omni-channel e-commerce, retail brick and mortar integration type phase of all this, and get past that and start to look at everything about the customer journey. Now, I think that people can benefit who are in B2B. They could definitely benefit by going through something like this, because it forces you to look at a lot of things that you might not normally look at. So this is just a quickie here. Went a little bit over at 11 minutes. I want to keep these to about 10 minutes and then give you some quick updates along the way. So hopefully that was a thought starter for you, and we will see you another time.